The whispers in the walls. Late one evening, Sarah moved into her new apartment, a charming old building on the edge of town. The price was perfect for her budget, and despite the slightly eerie feel, she was excited to settle in. The apartment was cozy, with creaky floors and narrow hallways that twisted into unexpected corners. But the most unusual feature was the large, ornate mirror hanging in the hallway. It was beautiful, but whenever Sarah passed by it, she felt a slight chill. At first, she brushed it off as her imagination. But over the course of the first week, strange things began to happen. At night, as she lay in bed, she would hear soft, muffled whispers coming from the walls. It sounded like faint voices, too distant to understand but undeniably there. She tried to ignore them, thinking it was just the house settling or the pipes. But the whispers grew louder each night, more persistent. They started to take shape, a name repeated over and over in a low, raspy voice. Sarah. Terrified, Sarah tried to block it out. But one night, unable to sleep, she decided to investigate. She crept into the hallway, heart pounding in her chest, and stood before the mirror. The whispers were louder now, closer, as though the walls themselves were speaking to her. Her breath hitched as she stared at her reflection. At first, it was just her, pale, wide-eyed, looking back at her. But then, slowly, something moved in the mirror. A shadow, tall, thin, and twisted, moved behind her, but when she spun around, the hallway was empty. When she turned back to the mirror, the shadow was there, standing just behind her reflection. Its cold, dark eyes stared straight at her. The whisper stopped. The shadow grinned, its smile stretching impossibly wide. "You're not alone," it whispered. Suddenly, the mirror cracked. Sarah fled the apartment the next morning, never to return. The building was eventually sold, but every tenant who moved in after her left within a week. No one could explain why. And the whispers, they never stopped. Every new occupant of the apartment hears them, coming from the walls, always just a little too late to escape.